What's up, Juggalos? Wicked Clown Reviews here, and I'm going to be reviewing every single EP and LP released by Psychopathic Records in chronological order. Up next is Beverly Kills 50187, the 1993 EP that was Insane Clown Posse's follow-up to Carnival of Carnage. This is the first of what's referred to as the sideshow EPs that kind of accompany the Joker card. So first I'm gonna go through and review the album, give my thoughts on it, and then afterwards I'm gonna compare all of the different CD pressings and how to recognize the differences between them. So Beverly Kills, it's a great continuation of Carnival of Carnage, especially with the themes of the ghetto coming back to take revenge on the rich. Like, it's still very focused on continuing that. Some of the other sideshow EPs are kind of their own thing. This is really the only one that just is Carnival of Carnage Part 2, essentially. So yeah, let's get into some of the music here. So with Beverly Kills, you've got 6 songs on the EP, but in reality, you've got 11 songs. Because there's kind of a unique thing about this album where every single song is kind of a 2-part song. With Beverly Kills, it starts off with Kiss the Clown. And then on 17 Dead, at the end of it, you get Inktown Posse. And with The Stalker, not so much a separate track, but about 3.5 minutes of it is just this eerie, creepy phone call that Violent J's girlfriend had from one of her exes. And then In the Ha, I'm not sure what to refer it as, but the first couple minutes of In the Ha are this strange kind of like slow, sluggish rap, and then it just switches to In the Ha. And Chop Chop is really the only song on here that's just one song only. And then Joke Your Mind as well. At the end of it, you get more of that Stalker interlude that was at the end. And it's really odd. It makes the album unique in a sense. And I can kind of see why they didn't just list all of these out as separate tracks, because it would almost be false advertising to say this is an 11-track album, because some of them are either too short or they're not really complete songs. They just feel like they're kind of freestyling in the studio. So I think it was wise to kind of just focus on the main track itself. But at the same time, I really feel like this diminishes Beverly Kills as a whole somewhat. And, I listened to the album right before this, and I think this is the first time in a long time that I've listened to the whole thing back to front. I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes, I'll skip Inktown Posse after 17 Dead, or I'll skip the phone call at the Stalker after a minute or so. I'm just, I'm wanting to listen to more music. Or if I'm driving, and my destination's 3 minutes away, I don't want to listen to a fucking, answering machine for 3 minutes. And then on Joke Your Mind, once Joke Your Mind's over, I find something new to listen to. And I really think, Kiss the Clown on Beverly Kills is really the only one that is a top notch. I mean, that the first, minute and a half or so of Beverly Kills, that's Kiss the Clown, is fantastic. And then, the rest of Beverly Kills is a great, really fun, upbeat, just wicked clown track. 17 Dead, phenomenal. I mean, it's an iconic song. This was the first song to reference the whole 17 theme. And it's a great song. I do think it has issues with the vocal quality of the audio. It's really, really rough, and I think it's intentionally so, but it just doesn't sound great, especially when it's digitized on like a CD or another digital format. I really think cassette is the best way to listen to Beverly Kills. I've got a few of the original cassettes, and they sound so much better than all of the CD pressings. I really don't mean that in some like pretentious way. I just, these early ICP albums were recorded and intended to be mostly released on cassette, and they fucking sound great. Yeah, The Stalker is a great song, a good example of a song that just some people just don't understand about ICP. Like, they might listen to it and be like, this song supports stalking, when really, like, The Stalker is an anti-stalking anthem, and like Violent J is putting himself in that person's shoes to kind of highlight it. But yeah, really good. In the High is probably the weakest track on here. I really love the bass flow on it. It's a pretty good beat, and it's funky, but the rhymes really are not great, especially from Greasy. His rhyme is just, it's really terrible. And on my last review, I made a mistake thinking that Greasy was on Carnival of Carnage. Someone pointed out to me that he wasn't. And, listening to In the High again, I can't believe I would even think that, because those rhymes on Carnival of Carnage are actually good. And, yeah, sorry, Greasy. It's pretty rough on here. Chop Chop with Isham. Fantastic. This song is really, really good. Probably one of the best beats on the album. A great hook. You got that classic swing, 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 chop, chop, chop. Isham's flows on it are really fantastic. I love Chop Chop. And Joke Your Mind started the kind of motif that ICP would go with for most of their albums, where the final song is like a heavy hitter and like a slower, more impactful, meaningful song. That was started here on Beverly Kills. And so, yeah, in a lot of ways, I think Beverly Kills is crucial to, the growth of ICP as artists. And I really do think it is hampered by all the 2-part tracks. I mean, it's a 40-minute album, and it's only 6 songs. And this album features a lot of the longest songs in ICP's discography. And I really feel like this album kind of taught them a lesson, and they learned to be more selective about what they put on their albums, and also maybe actually finish a song instead of just adding it onto another track. I don't know. I know that's kind of assumptive of me to say, but it really feels like that in some cases, that they were like, oh, well, this 1.5 minute unfinished song is still pretty cool. Let's put it on. But yeah, overall, Beverly Kills, it's really fun. While the production is great, digital versions sound pretty rough. Check this out on cassette or even vinyl if you can. It really is the best way to listen to it. So the artwork here, it's comic book style. I'm pretty sure done by Shaggy. And, I really, really love this. You got all the toxic sludge of Detroit, and then you've got the nice green grass of the rich neighborhood, and, the carnival's coming to fucking get you. And I love this, like, Carnival of Carnage style Beverly with the colors, and then Kills, and then 50187. And it's such a great cover. And then at the top, you've got Carnival of Carnage up there, and Psycho Comics, and the little Hatchet Man. And, you got the CD here, which I'm pretty sure this is a guy from 90210. It might just be a random stock photo. Let me know. If you know who this is, please tell me. But, yeah, they've got his tooth knocked out and the big gash through. And, pretty standard credits, a small thank you list. It's just a single sheet, no booklet. But pretty cool. And so this copy is an original CD release. You can see here the 810-399-7284 signifying that. This background here on both of these, this is what's known as the unbroken grass versions. And these two are definitely the rarest version of the CD, especially this one. It's pretty difficult to find, but a lot of times people can't tell the difference, so they aren't even aware of what they have. But yeah, if it's got this phone number, it is indeed a first pressing. And yeah, here you can see the phone number has changed to 0022, and they included the fax number. So this pressing was made a little bit after. And the cover, in terms of the quality, it's pretty similar. I would say maybe this one is a little sharper with better coloration. Same disc design, but I believe the disc rings themselves are a little different, slightly. His eye is showing a bit more in this version. It's more obscured in that one, but not too bad. Yeah, so that one's the second pressing. And then we have a third pressing. So again, similar style up top. And here we have what's known as the broken grass version. And this is the third pressing. You can see the number there, 3313, and the new fax number. I love that, the 2 Beverly Kills. And I believe, yeah, the coloration is a little different, and there's a little extra space between the arrow here. You know, not much. It's pretty similar. And all of these have the number PSY 1005 up at the top, and on the side here, yeah, so you can see on the sides they all have the same design. And then when you get into the fourth pressing has a different spine from the rest of them, and then the number also changed to 4000. They also just put Psychopathic Records in full on that side. And I would say this cover does look better. It does look to be a sharper, more colorful image. And the disc is also slightly different here. Wait, did I show the disc on? I actually think... Oh, no, never mind. So yeah, this is the first one where the disc was changed, with the Beverly Kills right there. So it's just basically the back of the CD, and they brought back the unbroken grass style. And you can see here the 2000 label, that it was a reissue, distributed by Red Distribution. Still have the phone number, different fax. InsaneClownPosse.com is now added. And then the fifth pressing. So if you notice, all of the other pressings have this solid black case inside. This pressing has a clear case with a black background on it. And they also changed the character on here. Again, same credits basically. You can see 2000 and 2004 are added, and you got InsaneClownPosse.com and Hatchet Gear. So this one was not done by Red Distribution. Same spine. So some similarities, some differences. And the latest version of Beverly Kills is the 2023 reissue. So this one, I think it's still available on Psychopathic Vault. I could be wrong about that though. But yeah, it's got a whole new design here, and they busted out his face. Again, if you know who these people are, please let me know in the comments. You got a sick yellow and black Carnival of Carnage. That's fresh as fuck. Then again, the back. The back has been kind of, you can see it's kind of been stretched out a little, it looks like. Maybe slightly redone as well. The credits at the bottom have been updated. 2023, label that runs beneath the streets, insaneclownposse.com. So this cover, I'm really not a fan of whatever they did to it. It looks like the image has been stretched wide, and it looks like they've recolored it as well. And yeah, it just does not look as good to me. Maybe it's the stretching specifically, but I don't know. I also, in general, I'm not a fan of like updating something 20 or 30 years after the fact. I think the original cover was fine, and it's kind of silly of them. They put the original Psychopathic Number on there, and then yeah, you can tell the Carnival of Carnage has been updated completely, and the Hatchet Man's been replaced. And yeah, I'm not sure what their problem was with the original cover. And it no longer looks like a comic book. Like, if you see on this cover, it's got black borders, and this is the shape of a comic book, and it works really well. Now it's like, I don't know. It's the shape of a fucking newspaper or something. I don't know. But I'm not a big fan of it. However, of the CDs, this is the best sounding one. The remaster on this is closer to the cassette, and it's much better than all 5 of these. Beverly Kills is definitely one of the weakest produced albums in their discography, and this remaster does save that a little bit. So, if you're only getting one version, and I would recommend this one just because it sounds the best. Excuse me. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Beverly Kills 50187. Did I get anything wrong? Did I miss any details about this album that you love? Are there other versions that I'm missing out on? I'm pretty sure this is the complete CD collection, but if there are other versions, let me know in the comments. And yeah, whoop whoop juggalos. Up next is the motherfucking second Joker's card, the Ringmaster.